It is early evening. The boy is sitting at the kitchen table. His legs barely reach the floor. In front of him lies a sheet of paper with a drawing. Crooked sunbeams, a house with a slanted roof, 3 stick figures. He really tried. The television is on in the living room. Voices, the clinking of dishes, but no one looks in his direction. Mom? No answer. Look. An annoyed, later, without eye contact. The word later hangs in the air. The child looks back at the drawing. Just moments ago, it felt important. Now, it suddenly feels silly. Too big, too much. The child gets up quietly, walks into the living room, and holds up the paper. The mother scrolls on her phone. The father stares at the TV screen. A brief nod. Nice. No smile, no real seeing. Something tightens in the child's stomach. It is not a loud pain. It is like something sinking inside. The child feels confused. Was the drawing not good enough? Am I wrong somehow? He sits back down at the table. The paper now lies flat in front of him. The colors seem duller than 5 minutes ago. He decides not to say anything anymore. If I show less, it will hurt less. If I need nothing, I won't be disappointed. The child begins to observe the adults, learns their moods. When it is better to stay quiet, when it is safer to disappear, when a sigh signals danger. He does not learn how to express feelings. He learns how to hide them. Later, lying awake in bed, the house is quiet. In the dark, everything feels bigger. There is this feeling of emptiness, more like a hole no one can see. The child does not ask, "Am I getting enough love?" Children do not think that way. They think, "There is something wrong with me." And that is the moment that shapes them. The child does not long for gifts. He longs for eye contact, for a genuine, "Tell me about it," for a hug that says, "You matter." Instead, he learns to soothe himself, learn not to make a fuss, learn that needs are inconvenient, but deep inside remains a quiet wish that someday someone will truly see me. From the outside, everything looks perfectly fine. The boy has enough food, clean clothes, and a roof over his head. This is not about abuse or cruelty. It is about what did not happen, about a deeply felt absence, about the lack of true engagement, about the absence of the sincere question, "How are you?" No celebration of joy, no comfort in sadness, no room for feelings. Psychologists call this childhood emotional neglect, the failure of parents to adequately respond to a child's emotional needs. What happens when a child is emotionally neglected? A wound forms that can last for decades. It often shows up subtly, in behavioral patterns and relationships. The parent's failure is significant, even if they themselves were unaware. They may have passed down their own inability to express and live their emotions. And staying stuck in blame no longer serves a purpose. With you, this generational pattern can end. How? Through recognizing the patterns, identifying the signs, and choosing transformation. Here are 6 signs that, in adulthood, may indicate childhood emotional neglect. Sign number 1, being out of touch with your emotions. If I ask you what you're feeling right now, can you name it? Or does the question just hang in the air? Can you clearly identify joy, anger, sadness? Or does everything feel blurred? And even if something is there, you may not know how to handle it. Emotions feel foreign, uncontrollable, threatening, because they were never welcomed. When parents ignore or suppress emotions, children learn to shut them down too. The problem is, what you suppress does not disappear. You simply lose access to it. Sign number 2, people-pleasing. Not out of love, not from genuine generosity, but as a survival strategy. You learned early how to read others. When mom was in a bad mood, the atmosphere grew cold. So it became important to keep her happy. Do you try to make everyone else okay first? Does it only feel safe when others are calm and satisfied? That is understandable, but the cost may be that your own needs remain neglected. Sign number 3, inability to ask for help. Do you do everything alone, even when overwhelmed? Do you have a need, but asking for support does not even feel like an option? Maybe you fear being too much, a burden. Maybe you fear appearing weak or being rejected. But this independence is protection. Sign number 4, difficulty making decisions. If you do not know what you feel, you often do not know what you want. Do you freeze when you have to decide? Do you fear disappointing someone, making the wrong choice? If you grew up believing that opinions were not allowed, every decision can feel dangerous. Sign number 5, the urge to withdraw. Does it feel safer to be alone? Then no one can criticize you. No one can say you are too much. But isolation only protects in the short term. In the long term, it creates loneliness. Our nervous systems are wired for connection. We need others, even if it feels risky. Sign number 6, partner choice. Does closeness feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable? Do you gravitate toward emotionally unavailable partners because it feels familiar and therefore safe? Emotionally available people may seem too much or too clingy. These signs are patterns, and patterns can change through self-reflection, self-compassion, and patience. Healing takes time and may feel uncomfortable at first, but your childhood does not have to determine your future or your children's future. The good thing about the past is that it is over. Now is your opportunity to get to know your feelings. You can feel safe. You can build closeness. The most important step begins with looking honestly. You are not broken. You develop strategies to survive. Now you are allowed to learn new strategies to live fully and wholeheartedly. Here may be your first steps toward transformation. 1. Relearning your emotions, step by step. As a child who was emotionally neglected, you may not have clear access to your emotions. The good news, emotional awareness can be trained. Research shows that simply naming a feeling reduces activity in the limbic system. Name it to tame it. Start small. Ask yourself throughout the day, what am I feeling in my body? Is there pressure, warmth, tightness, expansion? Give it a gentle name. Even, I'm not sure, is a beginning. Emotions are not enemies. They are information. You do not have to regulate them immediately. Allow yourself to notice them first. 2. Self-compassion instead of self-criticism. Your inner critic may be strong. I'm too much. I'm not enough. Psychologist Dr. Kristen Neff defines self-compassion as treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a good friend. Instead of asking, why am I like this? Try, it makes sense that I react this way. Self-compassion includes mindfulness, shared humanity, and kindness toward yourself. Healing happens through a safe inner relationship. 3. Learning to honor your needs. The core legacy of emotional neglect is the belief that you are not allowed to have needs. But needs are biological. Practice small experiments. Ask for something simple. State your opinion in a small situation. Notice what happens and what does not happen. Your nervous system may expect rejection. New experiences can slowly rewrite that old story. 4. Redesigning relationships consciously. Attachment research shows we often choose what feels familiar rather than what is healthy. If emotional distance was normal, it may feel safe. Closeness can feel irritating at first. Ask yourself, do I feel calm or tense with this person? Is this real attraction or familiar insecurity? Can I be authentic here? Healthy relationships often feel unfamiliar at first. 5. Replacing isolation with safe connection. Withdrawal once protected you. Now connection can become safety. The nervous system regulates through co-regulation, eye contact, listening, honest conversation. You do not have to reveal everything at once. Start by sharing something small with someone safe. Healing already begins while the relationship is forming. 6. Therapy as conscious emotional growth. Modern therapy approaches can help integrate your inner child, not to stay stuck in the past, but to provide what was missing. A therapist cannot replace parents, but they can offer a new emotional experience. 7. Acceptance. Your story is allowed to exist. Acceptance does not mean approval. It means acknowledgement. Yes, it left marks. And still, you are here. Your strategies, people-pleasing, withdrawal, perfectionism, were intelligent. They protected you. Now you get to choose which ones you want to keep. This is your new beginning. The most important step has already happened. You are looking. From here, change does not come as drama. It comes as a quiet, powerful process, from not being seen to seeing yourself. And perhaps, for the first time, to truly being seen.